Hi everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Today I'm sharing a recipe for Christmas Gumdrop Cake. And even the people that don't like the traditional Christmas cake usually end up really liking this one. This is a rich and moist cake that you may want to make into a family tradition every year. So let's get started by getting all the ingredients together. There is a fair bit to it, so it takes a little bit of prep time, getting everything ready ahead so that you can just add it one at a time and it's ready to go. Start by setting aside 1 cup of butter at room temperature. Then in a saucepan add about 2 cups of hot water, and then you need to boil 2 cups of yellow raisins for 5 minutes, just to make the raisins nice and moist and plump. Next, you add 1/4 cup of hot water to a little dish and dissolve a teaspoon of baking soda in it. Then chop red and green candied cherries, enough to make 2 cups in total. Now then for the gumdrops. Instead of using the baking gums, I decided to go with jubes because they had the colors that I wanted. But this means that I have to chop them up. But to me it's well worth it because they're also a little bit more moist and I like that. Now I could only get slivered almonds, which is fine, so I'm just chopping them a little bit so that they're not quite so coarse. And we'll also need 2 cups of the chopped almonds. Then you'll grease the sides of 2 bread pans and then line the bottom with parchment paper. Now then drain the water off of your raisins and set them aside until you're ready to add them. Okay, so let's start putting this together. Start by adding 1 cup of room temperature butter into your large mixing bowl. Next add 1 cup of brown sugar. Then beat 2 large eggs and add that to the mixture. Then mix that together with the spoon a little bit. Then I take out the hand mixer and beat it until it's nice and smooth. Then you add the 1 teaspoon of baking soda that has been dissolved in 1/4 cup of hot water. And stir that together for a little bit. Now then add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Next is 3 cups of flour. Now add 1 cup of applesauce. Then stir that in really well. So now you add the 2 cups of yellow raisins that you've already prepared ahead. Add 2 cups of the gumdrops. In this case I'm using jubes that are chopped up, and I'm using red and green and white because I think that makes it look really nice, especially during the Christmas season. And it's good to stir it after you add each ingredient just so that it's mixed through the batter evenly. So next add your 2 cups of candied cherries that have been cut up. So once again give that a good stir. Now then add 2 cups of chopped almonds. Now just making sure that that is mixed up really thoroughly because it's the last ingredient. We want to make sure that everything's mixed in well before we put it into the pans. Now I'm going to put some of the batter into some mini cupcake tins just for bite-sized pieces. So I'm just greasing the tins before I put a little batter in there. So then just take the batter by spoonfuls and place it into the little mini tins. So then we just take the rest of the batter and pour it into 2 of the bread pans that we've already got prepared and ready to go. Now you don't want to fill these too full anyway, because they'll end up going too thick and they'll crack on the top and they won't cook through as good. So this is just about right. So whatever size of pan you're using, just fill it about 3/4 full and don't have it too deep. Then take your spoon and spread the batter evenly in the pan so that when it bakes it's a nice shape. So then take all of these and place them in a 350-degree oven. Now the times are going to vary, of course, because the little mini cupcakes are going to only take approximately 17 minutes. The loaf pans will take about 50 minutes. Or when a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. So you'll need to set 2 timers, one for about 18 minutes and the other for about 50 minutes. So when they're done, you just take and remove them from the pan, set them aside to cool. And when the 50 minutes is up, I remove the loaf pans and insert a toothpick in the middle like this. It's important for those because they're a little bit deeper. Then remove the cake from the oven and turn it upside down. It will come out easily, and just remove the parchment paper off the bottom. So now then, let it cool off completely before you go ahead and slice it. Now this is a wonderful recipe to add to your holiday collection, and I hope you'll treasure it for many years to come. Now thanks for watching Best Recipes with Sharon, and happy holidays everyone!